mean, I want to see a picture of a female at one in the audience on one of these concerts.
Yeah. And the only way there would be is if his guy dragged his girlfriend.
Yeah. Dragged? How about kidnapped? I mean. You end up in the street.
I mean, you can wear a little something, but
yeah, right. Maybe a
keep
shirt
it a little
or something.
bit.
Yeah.
You're not wearing any leather jackets.
Well, I'm wearing the cane jacket.
All right, here we are. Welcome back to the podcast, Say What You Will podcast. We are reviewing albums from March of 1985 tonight. I don't know how many albums we're doing, but because there weren't many, and the ones that we were looking at were, they were just albums. Some plastic out. All right, so we got Dennis here. We got Mark.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's having a seltzer.
Having a Polish seltzer.
Interesting.
Cranberry lime.
Look at you.
There's 4 shots of whiskey in it.
Yeah, right.
There's seltzer in there somewhere.
All right, you want to get into it? We'll start with some news.
Sure.
We'll start with some news, and then we'll do the reviews, and then we have a little fun little thing at the end here. Tidbit, if you will.
Going to be a good cast.
Yeah.
I got something I'd like to start off with.
Go
if you
ahead.
don't mind.
Go
so
ahead,
as
Dan.
far as the news is concerned, tell me if you've heard this before, if this is totally new. Def Leppard, Bret Michaels, but Extreme are doing a summer tour. And I'm
Motley
just
Crue?
shocked that Def Leppard, I mean, again, they're touring again. It's like they tour every year.
Yeah, but I thought they already planned to go back out with Motley. I thought
There's no Motley in what I saw.
Motley on that one.
The tour dates that were announced.
because they've been like connected at the hip
Yeah.
for how long now?
I think Extreme's only doing like one show, though.
Oh, really?
I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yep. So Bret Michaels and Def Leppard again. Oh, the issue.
Yeah, so it's not Poison, Mark. It's just Bret Michaels.
Bret
on his own.
Michaels, right? Yeah.
That's kind of a slap in the face, huh? To the guys, like you're playing Poison without, like we're not around anymore to play with you.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you
I
just
can
get
see-
the original band?
I
And
can
they
see
were
him-
pretty good on that tour.
And him and Brett going out and doing, the barns and whatever he's going to do, but getting back on that big tour, it's like, why don't you put Poison back there?
Right.
Well, I think when he does his solo thing, he can do more of the Kenny Chesney, Hagar kind of approach.
Right.
Fun summer.
Yeah.
Where
Well-
Poison is just a Poison song.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think Vince has some health problems, is what I read. He's got some issues going on right
Oh,
now.
why
He's
Motley's
had
not
health
on it?
problems
Yeah,
since
yeah. So-
87.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I guess my point with all this is not, it's like these guys are touring every year. Like we make fun of Guns N' Roses for going out there and just keep going and going.
Well, they don't know
And it's
what else
like,
to do with
aren't we
themselves.
sick of this shit yet?
They're
Def
following the
Leppard
model,
again?
though. They're probably saying, well, if Guns did it for 15 years, let's
Yeah.
try it.
Well, the problem is this: guys like Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx have their egos are so big, they need the attention. They don't want to be home,
Yeah.
sitting in their house, you know, where they're just normal people when
Right.
they can go out and still be the rock star.
I think Dennis is talking about Def Leppard, though.
Well, I'm
Right.
same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they want.
I don't know what Molly's doing right now.
Yeah, nothing. I mean,
They'll
so
be back out.
but people buy the tickets, right? And they'll keep playing
They'll
if they
coming
keep buying.
until you stop buying tickets
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. They're making money.
Like, would you spend $100 or $150? I wouldn't, because we just saw them
Yeah.
at Fenway. You
Yeah.
know, a couple of years ago. You know.
And that I didn't pay for either. Mark gave me tickets.
Oh,
I gave you my ticket.
Yeah.
right.
Is Campbell back?
I was going to ask that.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't think I got another guitar player for that.
Yep.
I mean, he could be ready to go by then, I guess,
Yeah.
right? It's a summer tour.
Summer tour. Yep.
Who plays with him? Other than, who plays instead of Campbell?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it
I thought it
Guitar
was his
Tech or
Guitar
something?
Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
was sitting in.
Huh.
It's possible.
All right. Mark, you got anything?
Yeah, I got I got a few things here, but first thing is I guess Frank Hannon's got a solo instrumental album coming out.
Really?
Just
Wow.
instrumental. It's called Reflections.
Hmm.
I don't know when it's coming out, but I would assume with his style it would be blues
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
So covers.
I don't know. It's
Reflections.
instrumental. It's all instrumental, so I don't know if he's just playing blues licks or maybe it's a departure from blues. He's doing something else.
Well, I'll jump on the kind of Tesla thing. I heard Tesla's doing another Vegas residency. I don't know when, or Trunk mentioned it.
Oh.
And a touring.
And the touring, I didn't get fucking tickets for that. 2 shows sold out at the casino, and I didn't get
You don't
8
get any
tickets.
tickets.
I went to buy them after our last podcast, and it was sold out, both of them.
We could probably just go down there and stand in front of the place and get a couple.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get that box from work, Lisa's friend.
Yeah, I'm going with my brother and I got him a ticket for Christmas. So
Good.
him
Cool.
and I will go. I thought I bought Saturday. I ended up buying Friday.
Yeah.
I hate that because you get out of work.
Yeah, right.
Thing.
Rush
I
hour.
wanted to do. I don't know why I bought the wrong day.
Got to put your suit coat on and head up there.
Yeah.
Slacks.
Well, I got another thing on Tesla. I guess they got another reel-to-reel Volume 2 double LP coming out.
Oh,
But I think it's all the songs. Remember all those covers they did?
yep.
Yeah.
Stones and Frampton and
They
all
did
that.
Bowie tune too.
So I think what it is, it's on vinyl,
Huh.
Oh,
I think. It says double LP.
that's for Dennis. He can pick that up.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to have. I have it on CD, and
Yeah.
they do great versions of it.
Yeah.
They got
right.
old Aerosmith songs, you know, Stones, all that, ZZ Top,
Frampton.
Frampton.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff on it.
Huh.
You know, they do it with their kind of flavor, you know.
Right.
You got anything else, Dan?
Well,
I got
Maiden
2 more
50th,
things.
50th anniversary documentary, Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. So, I mean, that seems to be the thing nowadays, right? And the only
So that was originally going to be, did you hear? So that was originally a deal with Netflix, and it was going to be on Netflix. They've pulled that back. Universal has picked it up, and it's going to be a theater.
I didn't know
released.
that. Wow.
And I
Wow.
think it's a 3-part. Did you say that?
No.
I don't
didn't
think it's
realize that.
a like a one-shot.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? I think with Netflix it was going to be like a 3 to 5-part series. So maybe now it's just a
Don't
one.
you think it'd be more successful when you could sit in your own house and just pull it up on your TV?
But they have such diehard fans. I think they would all
Yeah,
go
I
and
guess, yeah.
make a show out of
Like,
it.
I wouldn't go to the theater to see that, but
Yeah.
I'd sit in my couch and put it on.
Right. Yeah.
But you're 74.
Well, that's part of it. that has a lot to do with it.
Huh. Let's see. What do I got? So remember we were talking that we were reviewing the Kicks album. I think it was their first album, maybe
Yep.
second album. I don't know. And we talked that they were doing a live show recently in the last 4 years, and the drummer had a heart attack
Yeah.
Right.
right
yeah.
on stage, and the bass player knew freaking CPR or whatever, or was an EMT. Ted Poley, remember who he is? He's a singer of
Danger.
Danger.
Yeah.
He played on the Monsters of Rock cruise that just happened. He was doing like this, I don't know, welcoming show for the night. And his drummer had a heart attack at the end of the set.
Jesus.
He's okay, but can you imagine? It's so weird.
That can happen.
Freaking
Oh my God.
tips over.
That guy was a fixture at M3.
Who
A
was?
couple of years I went. Paul.
Oh, Paulie there?
Yeah.
Huh.
Danger.
Oh, didn't that
danger.
happen with Bill Ward?
I don't
I
know.
think it was rehearsals. They're out there playing. Running. And I look back. Where's Bill? He's freaking laying on the freaking riser.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Jesus.
That was
No.
it was a while ago, but
Huh.
you never know.
You got anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, I got Whitesnake's got a live 8 CD box set coming out in April.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
What do you got to drop $700
Well, we
for
talk
it?
about this all
Dave,
the time.
Dave Coverdale's squeezing everything
Cash
he can
grab.
out of that catalog.
But why?
You can tell he's done. This is a nice.
That's
This
like
is a
Rat.
sign he's done.
Right, Rat did it. It's just a cash grab.
Yeah.
Because he's done.
Yeah, and
He can't make any money anymore.
But
for
the
it.
problem I heard about that live compilation or what they're doing is it's material that's already been released.
course
It's all
it
like, here's John Sykes, in that tour. You
Yeah.
know, no,
No,
it's
going to be all
it's
beach
the,
and
yeah, and Aldrich,
Aldrich.
which we already have. I mean, I
Yeah.
have,
Yeah, it's not going to be like
Nothing new.
released live stuff.
repackaged crap. Yep. Not crap. It's good material, but it's just a cash grab.
That sucks.
You know?
I mean, I'd be more apt to buy a live box set than like you said, just repackaging the studio recordings, which is
Right.
completely useless. At least the live stuff, I never heard that.
That's what
version.
people do now.
Yeah,
they
I
repackage
can see that
shit.
a little more than just the studio albums.
Yeah.
In a box like Rat.
Well, like Rat. What about Dave? David Lee Roth.
Well, yeah.
The Rhino records. His
Oh,
song-
right.
Supposedly they're remastered. I've listened to a couple of those songs. I mean, I guess I just don't have that kind of ear that I can figure out the difference. But
I don't
I'm
like anything remastered.
what? I mean, you got any like lost songs or demos? Nothing. You're just getting a
Huh.
yeah. It's
No, you're getting nothing
well, it's not
else.
$300, but still, it's it's just repackaging it and pushing it out there again.
Well, they got to throw words like remastered around to justify what they're charging you.
Right.
They got to say
Right.
something. It's got, they got to throw these, the cherry on top
Right.
to justify the $300,
Right.
which you really get nothing. Because
Yeah.
I don't know what remastered. I listen to remastered stuff all the time. I go, what's remastered? What am I hearing? That I
Well,
didn't hear?
the Zepp albums are,
Maybe
you can
those because they're so old.
yeah.
And they also he would throw in like some songs without the vocals. Or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you
can
get a
hear
little
'em
more for your money.
fucking around in a bat Bonham talking to Jones and
Yeah.
stuff. So, I mean, I have them. They're pretty interesting, but yeah, it's just, I don't know.
All right. Anything else?
I got one more thing kind of on your cruise ship thing. I guess Tame Down's wife fell overboard and died on the cruise.
I think they're saying she committed suicide.
Oh, is that
I
where
know.
we're
Yeah.
at now? Yeah. Well, Derek, you shared that with a.
And it wasn't the
in our-
Monsters of Rock cruise. It was a cruise that was before that,
80s cruise.
like an 80s cruise, like 2 weeks before that.
You sure it was
Matter of fact-
suicide?
Well, matter of fact, Faster Pussycat was supposed to play on the Monsters of Rock, and they didn't because, like, Tammy's like, I can't get on another ship.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oof.
That's rough.
that's crazy for sure.
Hmm.
So here's something interesting. You remember Skid Row when Eric Gronwall left?
Yeah.
It was like health reasons.
That's right,
He's
Had
stepping
cancer.
away. Yeah, right. He had been battling cancer and all this, and so Skid Row moved on from him. Well, he's going back on tour in Michael Schenker's group, doing all the old UFO stuff.
Oh wow. He's vocals aren't
Oh
bad.
no,
No,
great
it's,
singer.
Yeah.
But it's
So
just
who-
weird. Like
Yeah.
Skid Row's probably like,
Who's
well,
in
what
Skid
the fuck?
Row? Who's the
You
singer
can't.
for Skid Row?
They don't have anybody.
They don't
I
have
think,
anyone.
right now.
But
Yeah.
he was the singer
So they don't have
and
a
did an
singer right
album
now.
with him.
Hmm.
Johnny Solinger?
He died. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
They need to get Bach back and just make some money.
It's not going to happen though.
I know.
I
we
mean,
go into
you know,
this. It's just like
It's
Yeah.
because Sabo can't stand him.
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Well, here's another passing. Did you know that Neil Peart had a brother?
He died.
Yeah.
Same,
Same
fucking
way.
cancer.
Well, that tells you it's hereditary.
Yeah.
whatever.
That's,
Same brain cancer.
yeah. I
What
saw
if
that.
their parents, one of the parents had it?
Oh, really?
No, I'm saying, I'm
Oh,
wondering.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Horrible.
don't know. It's awful.
Because that's not chance, right?
No.
There's got to
No.
be something.
No.
That's
Gene or something.
yeah. All right. If we don't have anything else, we can jump right into these
2 albums.
turds. So
Wanna
we
do,
only have 2, because, well, we decided to pick 2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tough month.
It's our freaking podcast. We can pick what we want.
Yeah, do we want?
So, all right. Which one do you want to go with first?
Well, the 2
Oh, right.
Yeah, Bon Jovi, 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
And then Slayer, Hell Awaits.
Let's jump into Slayer.
Okay.
Let's get them up a little bit. These guys are
Who is Slayer? Who is Slayer, Dennis?
Well, Slayer is considered one of the big three. Four, thrash metal bands. Those four mark Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer,
Anthrax.
Right. Were the big four that kind of created that genre, I guess you could say, right? Am I saying that right? And this is the band is Tom Araya. Is that how to pronounce it?
Yeah.
Bass and vocals. Kerry King, who's probably the more well-known member, and he's the guitar player. And then Jeff Hanneman, who's also the guitar player, but co-lead.
He died.
Right. Yeah, he died. But both of them they both traded leads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, of course, Dave Lombardo on drums.
Yeah,
Solid.
classic lineup.
Yep.
Lombardo left. They got Gary Holt, who was in another band. I think it was the same band Kurt Hammett was in before he went to Metallica.
Uh-huh.
I forget.
Exodus?
Yeah.
Exodus. Okay.
So what's funny is on this album, they toured with two of your favorite bands, Mark, Exodus and Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Combat tour. The production is Brian Slagle, who was also owned the label.
Oh, Metal Blades?
Yep. Slagle. So
Wait, he produced it?
he produced it. Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So second release, band was formed in 1981. And I read that this was paid for by Slagle and the band. Like they worked it out as far as, so they weren't getting, and I didn't see this being charted, Derek, at all.
I don't think it entered.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm being facetious.
All right, you want to...
Well, it did chart in Germany. It got up to 41.
Mm-hmm.
And that was about... Like, you got to remember, this is the early years of this stuff.
Yeah.
People are still trying to get their heads wrapped around what they're listening to. With thrash. I mean,
Yeah.
they only come out, what, a year before me? Metallica, 84, 83, 84. So this is a new genre to everybody.
Right. And the material's a little bit, but the songwriting lyrics are very, they're creating another genre, if you will, and that's called death metal, right? Because the lyrics are all, there's a lot of Satan shit in this stuff. You know what I mean?
And the other thing is, the last thing this band wants, or these types of bands, is radio play and charting.
Right.
They're just anti-establishment. Right?
Yep.
They don't want that. If you got a hit song on the radio and you're a Slayer, you don't like that. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened with Metallica.
So
Selling out.
So it's funny because we the lyrics, the music, and everything, and we kid around about Iron Maiden or Accept, and like how many women go to an Accept concert? Well, more than the women going to this concert. Can you imagine? Like back in the '80s, going. And, I mean, I want to see a picture of a female at one in the audience on one of these concerts.
Yeah.
The only way that
Going
would
on?
be is if his guy dragged his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Dragged? How about kidnapped? I mean, how can you? I mean, hey, honey, would you like to go see Slayer? Slayer, and if that doesn't like bother you, well, also on the bill is Venom and Exodus.
Yeah.
You have nightmares for the rest of your life.
Honey, they're going to play your favorite song, Hardening the Arteries. You going to miss that?
Hella Waits?
Hello
Kill again?
I mean, just, yeah. So anyways,
Necrophiliac.
Our wedding song was Praise of Death. Excuse me, Praise of Death.
oh my God.
All right, let's jump in.
Yep.
First song, Hella Waits. Dennis, go.
All
All right, Mark, you go.
I just put Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, just perfect. I have a hard time with this stuff. This thrash Satan stuff.
I don't
go to church. I haven't been to church in a long time.
Right.
But so it's got nothing to do with that. But this stuff is hard to handle in some cases. So I'm trying to remove that.
So you
and
actually
objectively
could understand what he was saying because I didn't even listen to the vocals.
in some cases. But I thought just my input on this song, weird intro, and then here comes Satan. I wrote down.
Yeah, bludgeoning
You know what I mean?
song. There's no doubt these songs are like punishing.
Yeah, I mean
that's
the
what they're
riff's
trying to do.
okay, tempo changes.
You know
They're a
what?
tight band.
I wonder if you ever chill out and listen to this though. Like,
I would have to after.
well, you'd be exhausted. After.
Exhausted.
Huh. Okay.
But the band's tight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they had
Right.
a lot of changes and stuff in here. Drum mix I thought was weak on this album. Who produced this?
Well,
Brian
Slagle.
Slagle.
But
All right.
yeah, I put production too.
Weak production, but
Yeah.
this band's got no money.
Right.
Yeah,
This is their second release.
Yep.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say?
I mean-
it is textbook thrash. You're getting what you can't sit there and say it sucks because this is what it's supposed to sound like.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. 6 minutes, 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Of
They have
just
long songs.
fucking on your mark, get set, go.
Yeah.
I said I guess I need to put on my thrash hat. And with the vocal, it was times I just couldn't hear that fast.
Yeah, it's hard to understand. That's why I was surprised Dennis could pick out some of the lyrics that were going
I did.
Well,
pick
he's
up
trained
some,
professional.
But yeah, I mean,
Come on.
it's hard to unhear them, but once you hear,
on. Now,
Yeah.
how ironic is we have Slayer and Bon Jovi doing
Yeah.
tonight.
right, right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much.
But I got a thumbs down on the song.
Yeah. All right. Kill Again.
Another ballad. I don't know. I said good double bass opener. He opens. The guy's like lightning fast. Double
right.
bass. Another ripping song. I mean, I think it's Tom, right? Tommy, the vocalist.
Tom Araya.
Yeah, he's powerful,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
you gotta be right to back this music up. I think he's and I just super tight band.
What's interesting is they were founders, so to speak, and his vocals are not like when you think about where that thrash is today, and it's all like the Cookie Monster singing. You know what I mean?
It's not
Yeah,
quite
but
there.
that's not like that here.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's hard to understand, but he's not.
Well, the Cookie Monster thing wasn't out yet. Right?
Yeah, right.
That was just thrash bands going, how much more heavier can we make this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I said I like the double bass and riff intro. That
Yeah, it
was
was
very cool. I like it better than Hell Awaits, if that means anything. And sometimes I can't hear this fast.
Right.
But yeah. All right, next song. At Dawn They Sleep. By the way, the last song on side one, the third song, I think.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not many tunes on this.
1, 2, 3. There were 3 songs.
Oh, yeah.
Total of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long tunes though. Two
I-
of
Oh,
them
yeah.
are over 6 minutes.
I mean, if this was released now, I'd say maybe I'm just an old man, but this was released in 85. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not that I couldn't it sounds like the same song.
Yeah,
as the
there's
first
not a lot of
couple.
diversity.
Right.
Where you listen to Ride the Lightning, and they're different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that
Yep.
was their second album, right? Kill 'Em All, that. So this band doesn't seem. It just seems the song stops, and then the song starts again. Although it's a different song, and he just sings different lyrics.
Yeah. I put
But it's all. It's just they're not. There's not enough diversity to the songs.
Well, this song in particular, that had some time changes in it that were, pretty decent. I liked, but then it went back to like supersonic speed that was so fast.
But all the supersonic speed is the same supersonic
Well, I was going to ask you about
sound.
that on the drumming. Like that drumming, just, I don't even know what you
They
call
it blast beats.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's back then what that was.
But it seems like that's on, the bass of all these songs. Is that similar to the bass of...
ZZ Top with
Or-
that
or- well,
going on.
Yeah,
through
right.
every
Or
song.
AC/DC, just fucking straight 4/4.
Well, yeah, it's textbook for this style of music. But that's why I say again about Metallica. Lars didn't do that on every
Right.
freaking
Right.
song. He picked his spots with it.
Right.
Where these guys, it's just, all right, we'll do a change here, we'll do a change here, then right back to, they go right back to it. And it's the same
Yep.
as the other in the other song. They don't change up how they approach that.
The writing.
They might have later on. This is still early. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that this music is just. It's almost like it's like a physical assault. It's
Oh,
like-
yeah.
It's not like it's like they're trying to. I don't want to sound like but like they're trying to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
There's no like anything like with Metallica. There'd be a little history thing going on, or
Yeah.
they talk, or there would be a political statement in a song or something at the time. These guys are just.
You think this is forced? Like they're just thinking how bludgeoning and just angry can we be?
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Instead
No.
of just writing something and said, wow, that come out kind of mean or angry, but it was just naturally with these guys. I think it's just calculated. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Are they, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, how angry can you be?
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
Tom Herrera singing about this stuff. You'd think the guy was like ready to take his life
Yeah. Or someone else.
or someone else's life.
Yeah.
Well, the song had a cool drum solo outro, which I've never heard in a song. It was all just drums ending.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Praise of Death.
Oh, this was the big MTV hit single.
Was it?
No,
No.
Mark, could you play this fast?
I never had to.
But could you? Like I was
For 10 seconds. Wait, now or then?
then even.
Oh, maybe then. I don't. You have to. It's like anything. It's like working out. You have to
Build up.
build a tolerance up for it.
Yeah.
I never had to play like that. I never was a. It wasn't appealing to me because there's no groove.
There's no feel.
with
Well,
when it's like that.
the other thing too is I don't think they bash, because you can't bash. Like you're just
No, everything's tight and controlled.
Everything-
Even your feet like are real tight.
right. So you're not hitting hard.
No. Well, you can't come down like this and get that many notes in.
Right.
That wide of a distance.
Yep.
Everything has to be right there.
Yep. Huh.
I've seen that guy Lombardo like recently on that Big Four. They had like the camera behind him, just looking at his feet. And I'm going, Jesus Christ! And that guy's what? He's 60,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just
Older
flying.
than that, maybe.
flying. I'm like,
Well, no,
Jesus.
you're right. He's probably 60.
Probably
yeah.
60.
All right, let's
well,
go.
he
Let's
left
move on.
again, I think, but
All right.
he was in that.
There were a lot of big riffs in the song "Praise of Death," but
Yeah.
meh. Necrophiliac, Dennis, not you.
Well, the song is the shortest song at 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, which was kind of interesting. I thought that was unique. I thought what jumped out here is the bass sound. Was a little odd. I don't know if that was like the way that it was kind of a shallow bass sound by Araya, but again,
There was a halftime riff time change in there that I thought was pretty cool. And the solo, of course.
There's so many parts in these songs.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be interesting to know, like, does thrash metal? Here I am, like not making fun of, but does it follow any type of formula? Like, rock. There's a formula. There's an opening groove and
right.
a verse and a bridge.
Verse,
Yeah,
pre-chorus,
like,
chorus.
I don't know thrash well enough to know if it.
Well, I don't think there's
Follows-
boundaries with this. This is just pretty much
Well,
whatever you want to do. Because, like I said, they want to go against the status quo.
Well, where's the melody? Where's the
There is no
the
melody.
song? To me, back to your point, And by the way, not, if people like this, like we have our buddy Chris, who's a big fan of this stuff,
about
and that's
Lester?
fine if that gets you excited.
Does Les like this?
No, I don't know if Les was a big fan. He didn't mind the Megadeth, Metallica. He was a bass player in that period. This is kind of a watered down Metallica a little bit, but what to me it's like, if you're going to talk about thrash and this aggressive style, then what's the difference between this and the punk scene? And the punk rock back in those days. It was kind of the same thing when you think about it.
Aggression.
But aggressive, in and out, political statements usually, the Sex Pistols, Dead Kennedys, and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I think it's...
I'd say the only difference is these songs are longer.
Yeah.
Punk
Right.
is in, like you said, in and out.
Punk was like 2 minutes.
2-minute song. You're talking 6 minutes, 17 seconds.
I mean, and I know definitely not. I mean, we love bands that have been influenced by punk, but I mean, I got to say this, and my thrash friends would probably be like, "Are you out of your mind, but I think I'd rather listen to a couple Dead Kennedy songs than listen to this. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's no feel. There's no groove. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not going to get feel when you're playing 700 notes a second. You know what I mean? It's just like, there goes any groove and feel.
Right.
And that's what I like in songs, so that's why I never...
All right, Crypts of Eternity, 6th song.
So it's ain't saying much. I thought this was, like, in my opinion, the best song on the album. I don't know, the guitar sound, the way it was structured. I'm not saying it's a good song.
It's because it's the shortest song,
Well,
right?
freaking Lombardo's all over this one.
What
Drums.
do you think of the bass in the beginning and the intro solo? Like it comes in, go back and listen to it. It's like
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the...
he's doing this plucking on the bass. It's like, oh my God.
The riff is punishing.
Yeah.
Lightning speed, double bass, big riff in the middle of the song. It wasn't a bad tune, I guess, if you put it against a couple of these other ones here.
Yep.
I just thought Lombardo stood out on this one.
Right, right.
All right. Last song, Hardening of the Arteries. I would have never in a million years thought of that as a title of a song.
Well, you're not in Slayer, I guess.
Mark, pull up the lyrics. Maybe let me see if there's something here. I'll let you guys talk among yourselves. I'm going to look it up.
3 minutes, 55 seconds, more of the same that we've already heard, right?
That's what I got. And it continues. Total destruction. It's just pretty much all it is. It's just destruction.
Yeah, I just...
By design. I mean, this is what they're going for.
If I was given a choice between this and, like I was saying, listening to
Sex Pistols.
like the Sex Pistols, or even, like I said, I mentioned the Dead Kennedys, right? I mean, I think I'd rather listen to, some of the punk stuff, and versus this, because of their, the lyrics and the quicker songs, and there was some sort of, punk rock influenced Axl Rose and some of, Duff McKagan and Guns and some of these other bands, and and
to Dennis's point, I think the punk music is more geared towards the structure of regular rock format. Intro, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. You know what I mean? There's just no rules with this, with thrash, right? You're not following that format.
No. But see, I think...
So it takes you out of it if you're into
I think
that
it's
format.
the subject matter, too.
The subject matter,
not to be like an old lady here, but, this stuff's hard.
Right.
With the punk stuff, there was a political stuff, like the holiday in Cambodia and stuff. And it was a political statement, and they'd allow you in. You know what I mean? It wasn't a fight. You know what I mean? It was... Here, this is just, it's hard to, it's like, it's too much Satan.
I did.
Read
I
something.
started reading. All right, ready? What do you want? The first verse?
Which one is this?
This is the hardening of the arteries.
Okay, yep.
Fear runs wild in the veins of the world. The hate turns the skies jet black. Death is assured in future plans. Why live if there's nothing there? Specters of doom await in the moment. The mallet is sure and precise. Cover the crypts of all mankind with cloven hoof begone.
So I don't mind that too much because there is a message there, right? He's talking about humanity, right? And
So it looks like the chorus here, because it's repeated a couple times, is sadistic minds delay the death of twisted life, malicious world. Delay of death, twisted life.
I mean,
don't know.
they've obviously got some type of
Meaning.
meaning with these songs. But
All right, Mark. Say what you will. Does this album hold up today?
this one's hard because the only people who would hold up for are Slayer fans,
Yeah.
right? So if you say,
It'd be interesting to know if it's...
but when I think of does it hold up, I think if it crosses generations of people.
Yep.
And the only people listening to this are die-hards,
Yeah.
thrash Slayer fans that are now older. Man, I don't know. Yeah, this one's tough. I say it holds up only because I think any new up-and-coming thrash artists are going to be influenced by this and take something from it.
Fair.
I think it's got some validity still.
Okay.
It's not me. It's not mine.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're supposed to be judging this strictly
No,
on what
I know.
I got to say as a global thing, the Slayers are legendary, and I think it's still an impact there.
Okay. I'm gonna. Do you want to go?
No, you can go.
I'm gonna say no, and the reason why I'm gonna say no is I just don't think the songwriting. It's almost like a low-level Metallica without the songwriting.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know that thrash people. I think thrash people might say that Slayer was a major influence, but are they talking about the entire body of work? You know, like when you focus on this album itself, I don't feel it's a strong representation of maybe what this band
They're
ended
not
up
there yet.
provided yet. This is number 2, but I just
See, my problem with me is I'm not a thrash fan, so I don't know if I don't like this because I'm not a thrash fan or it's not good songwriting.
yeah.
It's hard. The line gets blurred.
Right, because it's almost like it's a different language. It's a different,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
But I like Riding the Lightning.
yeah. Well,
I love that album.
I
So
think
this one's tough. I don't know.
I just think the genre, am I saying that right? The genre is still too young, new, and I don't think this band knows what they're doing yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Well, I just looked up on Spotify. They have 3.5 million monthly listeners. So I looked up on Spotify. You can see their top 10 songs played of that 300.
Top 10 Slayer song?
Yep, of that 3.5 million people that listen. There isn't a song from this album on it, on the top 10.
Okay.
so they got better.
So they got better. I think probably in the Slayer world, this doesn't hold up. And for me, it doesn't hold up. So,
Can I change my...
no, you got to do your research.
Well, you're going to have people that listen to this that really love this band. They're going to appreciate what
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah.
you
See,
know?
I'm listening to these songs and going, yeah, I don't like it, but is it because I don't like thrash or... I don't know. And maybe that's how these songs are supposed to be structured and sound. You know, I have a hard time because I don't know enough about
Yeah.
thrash metal.
Yeah.
Well, any thrash fans out there, send in your corrections.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let us
Or
know.
reasons why. You know?
Yep. All right. The second album here is Bon Jovi, 707. What is that?
7,800 degrees
7,800
Fahrenheit.
degrees Fahrenheit.
Talk about flicking the switch
What do you mean?
from one thing
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
other.
Yeah, definitely. All right. What do you got, Dennis, on
So
this?
numbers, U.S. Billboard reached 37. In the U.K., it reached 28. This was the number 2 release from this band. Quick note, Bon Jovi, they were disappointed. They didn't care for this band. There was some infighting with the producer. The producer was Lance Quinn. People were like, who's Lance Quinn? Well, he was associated with, he did a lot of Motown stuff and some disco, like Gloria Rayner or whatever. But
Gaynor.
and
Talking Heads, yeah.
Did a lot of work with the Talking Heads. So really bizarre association.
And I think on that, I think I read that they were trusting him, though. Like, what do we do? Tell us how to do this. But now looking back, they're probably not as fond of that decision.
Right. Yep.
Certified platinum,
Yep. Yes.
Later.
Yep.
87.
Yep.
Yeah, but Slippery and Wet came out, right? So now everyone goes back.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
He buys all the other stuff.
Mark, you're so fucking
See,
smart.
that's why I'm here.
So who's that? What was the label? EMI? Was it?
They were on a big label.
They were on a big label. and
Mercury.
this-
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big label.
The thing about this was we talk about like bands with these earlier albums going through this identity phase, and I think still we've got that happening here. But it was interesting is like, the corporate bands, like, like when you think of corporate bands like Foreigner, that was created as a business model to sell albums. And I think the Bon Jovi thing here was like,
Kind of in that wheel.
right, let's get videos. Let's try to appeal to female
We've got
teenagers.
this cute
Yeah.
singer.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
on that.
Processed.
Who's mostly the songwriter, too, of the band.
Right. Yep. Yeah, he's in there quite a bit. Yep. So the band, just before we get into it, John Bon Jovi obviously does some rhythm guitar. Richie Sambora, guitars. Alec John Such, the bass player.
Not
The late.
Not
Yeah.
the late, you're right. Not in the band. He's a hired gun on all of these albums. The other are band members, which is
He
weird.
was never in the band
No, they made him a member like in 95 or
and
something.
then fired him.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
When did they get rid? They got rid of him. Well, he's on the big albums, of course.
Yeah.
But,
but
I wonder
he
what that was about.
I don't know.
Tico Torres, drums.
The old man.
Mark, you're older Tico drummer. What would you say about him?
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Okay.
You've said on the last album
Phil
you liked him.
Ruddish.
That you
I
said
like
he-
him. I
he's
think he's solid, but
Yeah.
he's not like, virtuoso.
He's not up
but-
there with Troy Lucetta.
Well, I mean, Troy. No,
No,
I like
he's
Troy
not.
better.
Yeah, Troy says,
Troy's he's not like Teachy. He's not.
but Troy comes up with drum parts. I don't think.
Yeah, this
Tico
guy
is
just
not coming up.
plays
with
for the
drums.
song.
Yeah.
He's solid. Never a big fan of him, but
What else, done? Anything?
Nope.
This is the only band. The only album that all band members have a songwriting credit on.
even Tico.
Yep, he was on Secret Dreams.
Yep.
Writing credit. Yep. They recorded this in 6 weeks. That's just crazy.
Not surprised.
Here's an interesting thing I read. After the New Jersey tour, or the start of the New Jersey tour, they didn't play anything from this album.
Would you?
So that tells you they weren't happy with it.
Being honest.
All right. And they opened for Rat on this tour in the U.S.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, Invasion was out of the gates.
I thought
thought
Steve
Cinderella
Piercy
opened
talked about that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one of his interviews. Yeah.
Well, and back to your note, Dennis. There's a fine line between hard rock and rock with this band. You know what I mean? I don't think they were like Rat, Motley Crue. They were a little bit more poppy. Mm-hmm. They were just a rock band that looked hairbandy.
Yep.
Right.
But I don't really think they. I think Slippery and Wet, they got a little more hairbandy into that genre. But this isn't.
No. And this is a
He looked it.
yeah. All right, let's jump in. First song is "In and Out of Love."
Yeah, I got catchy track. This is a single. I think they had 2 singles off this, right? 2 or
yep.
3. Sambora's got a pretty decent solo in it. It's a good song. I think it's the best song in the album. But there's, there's like weaves in and out with cheesiness.
Right.
A lot of the chorus vocals are a little cheesy.
And the synth that comes in on the
yeah,
chorus.
they kind of sprinkle that through it.
There was a video associated with this too. I always liked this song because of that riff and
It's a good
Sambora's. So I agree with you as far as this being the best song in my opinion as well.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's a like a great riff, but how they do the timing, fire, they
Yeah. Right.
chop it up and make it a little heavier.
I mean, you got to
Yeah.
admit though, whether you like him or not, he's not a bad vocalist.
Oh no,
His vocals,
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's an acquired
Yeah.
voice, right? I mean, you were
Yeah.
never a Jovi guy, right?
I was never a Jovi guy, but I mean, he could sing, for sure.
I like bluesy guys, and he didn't
yeah.
come across it
No.
like that.
All right, "Price of Love."
I don't know what's going on at the beginning of this song, but the
Yeah.
guitar tone is horrible.
I wrote,
Yeah.
"Holy
What
shit,
is it?
weak guitar intro."
Right. Same thing.
Yeah,
Terrible. I don't know what
I don't know what
happened
that
there. The song itself is typical Johnny Bond cheese. Forgettable track. You're not
Yeah.
going to remember a note from this once it's over. Sambor is solid.
Yeah.
He's certainly not a guitar virtuoso.
No.
No.
You can start to hear John wanting to write like tragic love story lyrics.
Yeah, like he wrote all over the next 5 albums.
Right.
you know?
Well, and the other thing you're starting to see with some of these songs is that they don't have,
Quality.
They don't have a songwriting doctor. Yeah,
No.
They don't
No.
have Bruce Fairbairn.
That's coming.
Yeah.
He needed it.
No, Desmond. They had Desmond
Desmond.
Child.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's where,
Yeah,
where I'm
Desmond
going
Child.
with that. No song doctors yet.
There was
The
kinda-
keyboard
Good
side.
good point.
Yeah.
That's
Song doctor.
yeah,
It's not all bands need it. Like obviously Eddie didn't need
right.
that, right?
No.
The guy just knew how to write. You either know it, you have it, or you don't. And I guess there's nothing wrong with not having and bringing someone in, but I don't know. I think you get more respect if you're the songwriter. Like Slash, right? He wrote all that Guns N' Roses, right? He didn't have
Izzy.
outside
Izzy
guy.
was huge into that. And I just said there was 3 parts of this song. They felt kind of disconnected, and a stupid solo section and a bridge I didn't like.
boring.
But yeah, this was not a good tune.
Oh, I know the 3 parts: crappy, shitty, and terrible. Those-
Yes.
yeah.
You nailed it.
All right, third song, "Only Lonely."
So I got this song reminds me of Rocky training for the big fight against all odds. Cheesy chorus. You know that
Yep.
that feel like da-na-na, he's working out, he's fighting fucking Drago.
Well,
He's getting ready. That's what these songs kind of have.
almost like they're storming the castle, but in a
A little
Chevette.
bit. With
you know?
Stallone is storming a castle.
Yeah. It was this a single?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had 4 singles off this.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. This was a swing and a miss, obviously. I mean,
I don't even know if they
heavy
swang.
on the keys.
Oh yeah. So a friend of mine was a huge Jovi fan, and he played this all the time. So once I started listening to this again, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was taken back to hanging out in his car.
I would listen to this once,
Yeah.
and that would be it. Even back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine though, what it was like opening for Rat? Like Rat just must have looked amazing.
That
afterwards.
crowd cannot like this.
No.
No.
You know.
I think this is Richie's tastiest solo by far, though.
Mm-hmm.
If I can use that word, tasty, with Richie, but it was good. All right, fourth song, Silent Night.
Oh,
This
had
was
King
Mark's.
of the Mountain.
This was
King.
Mar-
Oh yeah, King of the Mountains. What I got?
I don't think so, fellas. I think that's on
I
the.
don't know.
I
That's
think
what I
that's
had.
on
the extra. Okay.
No, I got it right here. And I love the price of love. Only lonely King of the Mountain. Silent Night.
I don't even have King of the Mountain.
I'm looking like at Wikipedia on the.
Hold on. You talks amongst yourself. You can do King
Oh,
of
go
the
ahead,
Mountain.
Want to
Dan.
do it? So, King of the Mountain, back to rock here.
Oh, you're right. I skipped it.
Uh,
What did I? What did I miss?
King of the Mountain.
No, I know, but
Oh,
you're in a
epic.
hurry.
did I miss something?
What did you miss? Where do we begin?
Well, we'll help you out here.
Yeah, we're gonna help you out.
All right, pick up the slack, fellas.
Back to
Right.
rock. I just thought he changed his singing style. It was almost like a Paul Stanley, like
Yeah.
chanting and talking. Yeah, I almost thought this sounded like Loverboy.
Well, they're in that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Loverboy's another one.
That's a good
you can't put
comparison.
your
Yeah.
finger on that band as hard rock.
No,
They never went on tour with the rock bands. They went on tour with like Bryan Adams.
right? Yeah,
And
Speaking
that
of, yeah.
thing. Which I like Bryan Adams.
Yeah,
well,
me
it's
too.
funny. At the end of this, I was like, you know what? This feels like a bad Bryan Adams album, and I'm
With
like,
no writing.
I'm like, why didn't? Bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't we do Reckless? At least that was a big freaking album.
Because we're trying not to get in that wheelhouse. But
Yeah.
some of these bands, like we
Right.
say, the line is blurred.
Just
Bon
travel it.
Jovi's always, if you look up top hair bands of the 80s, they're going to be in every single one.
Yeah,
right.
And so, Loverboy, I don't think so.
you're right.
But
Yeah, not a good. I mean, what'd you think?
well, I got where's Bruce Fairbairn and Desmond Child when you need them? This
Yeah,
guy's
right.
drowning.
Exactly.
Drowning, right? More cheesy gang vocals. Sambora's kind of holding these songs together with the solos, but he's not great. He's not like a ripping, he's not Warren D. Martini kind
No.
of guy, but he's decent. That's it. That's
All right,
I got.
Tokyo Road.
Oh, I
No,
have Silent.
I got
Night.
Silent Night.
Oh, I thought we did. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. All right, Silent Night.
Well, it's,
Boy, I'm really effing this up.
no. What I just put wow synthesizers on this. It's a huge, awful ballad. This, and
And
what
it's a single, right?
Yeah.
And the big thing that I thought was, if you look at, it was freaking like the longest second 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Wow, that's long.
And you know what I hate on this song is how he over enunciates words. With a kiss.
Yeah, he's at New Jersey fighting in the streets.
Yeah.
Survival.
So over enunciation.
So does this guy have any fucking balls?
Yeah,
This guy's got no balls.
pass.
This is a complete girl-grabbing, sappy garbage song, right?
Yeah.
We know who his target audience is here, right? He's trying to fill the seats with chicks.
I read something about Bon Jovi being more of a businessman than if you follow his career trajectory, what he's done successfully, because he's owned some businesses.
It's a business.
But he is like like Sammy does that too, but Sammy was an artist, a musician, right? This guy is more like a businessman.
He's as
than
much
he is.
business as
So
Coke
thi-
and
Right. So this
Disneyland.
isn't about being creative in art. This is more like, I'm going to sell albums at a time, and I'm going to use the approach to get onto MTV to, get and attract young females.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I guess to a certain extent
he
they
used
all
his
did
looks
that,
to
but he's
catapult
leading
it.
with this because the material sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Material sucks.
But I guarantee
And then
after
he went to country music too.
right.
To support that
Right.
because that was popular
I-
later on in life.
I'm glad I didn't even know he went to country music. But
Well, so did Brett.
I know. So did Ron Keel.
Yeah.
You ever seen his country stuff?
Ronnie Lee
Yeah.
Keel to you.
He's like, it's
He's
so
got a
great.
straw. What do they got? The wheat hanging out of his mouth.
Right, the Rock wasn't paying the bills.
Nah.
But I guarantee after this song, the record company said, all right, we've got this pretty boy. We've got these type of songs. Let's get
Of course.
a song doctor, and let's just ride this thing.
Yeah,
Right.
they said we got two
Yeah.
shitty albums from this guy. He apparently can't write, but he's got potential as a rock star,
Yep.
and he can make record labels a lot of money.
Yeah.
We got to bring in the doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so he's making music, writing music in this here to make money.
Of course.
There's no artistic integrity here.
But on the other
You
flip
know?
side of that, if he wasn't an attractive-looking front man, he would just get dumped from the label. You never would have heard from the guy again.
No.
But they're going, wait a minute. We can make a lot of money off this cocksucker.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get Fairbairn and Child in here. Well, they'll write it, and we'll use him. We'll put him up front.
Speaking of ugly musicians, remember like that bass player for Saxon? We were looking at him, and usually if you're starting to get bald, you just shave your
Oh,
head.
I know.
This guy had the like U-turns under the covers.
Yeah.
No, didn't care.
No.
You know what I
How
mean?
about a hat?
Oh, that's great.
But yeah,
Well, I also wrote,
All right.
I actually like the original Christmas song better than this. If I had to listen to both, at
Yeah.
least that's a hit.
We should put them head to head in a bracket
yeah.
challenge.
First of all, you don't name your songs Silent Night.
right.
Mistake one. Who did that? Who's the other band that named a song?
Oh,
of
someone
Van
Beautiful
Halen?
Girls. They named
Beautiful
it Beautiful
Girls. I
Girls.
mean, come on. Europe.
Yeah. All right. Next song,
Right.
Tokyo Road.
I put "Strange Beginning," with I think it's a Japanese woman singing or whatever, but guitar sounded pretty cool. I think it was one of their more popular songs. You know what I mean?
It
It's
was
a-
it was
or
the one
better song. I
Yeah.
guess.
It was the one song that they did play on New Jersey and on. What was
Yeah,
this song?
Because I found the keys were more in the background on this. Sambora is more up front.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not saying it's a great song, but I'm saying
Who wrote it?
it's the better song. We got Bon Jovi, John, and Richie Sambora.
Okay.
So I thought it was the better song on the album with In Now
Less
Love.
smelly shit than the other
Yeah,
shit that was
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. I came up with a new moniker, FFS, which is Forgettable Filler Song. And I just wrote a note that this album is geared towards preppy high school type kids with 80s mullets, right? This is what he's going for. He's not stupid. He hasn't
Yeah.
put it together yet, but he's planting the seeds of the people he wants in his army, right?
Well, I don't think I read this to you.
They ain't metalheads.
No,
they ain't
and
hard rock guys.
The music's going to get better,
Yeah.
right? But what did the late great Eddie Van Halen, and we read the book, and he's like, you can't appreciate the taste of steak unless you've eaten a piece of shit.
Yep. But I listened to that one today. I was on. That's the chapter I'm on.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny.
I didn't take a quote that I read from John, and he said that he said this album is forgettable, and he
Yeah.
never wants to even remember the thing.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
So-
FFS.
All right. The hardest part is Night. I'll say this feels like a Bryan Adams riff, and that's where I started to say, why don't we review Reckless?
You know?
Right.
Because we're not trying not to do that genre.
I know.
Right.
But I said I don't care for this song at all.
No, another faster tempo ballad. Just not good.
I got FFS. You're not going to remember one
No.
note of these songs.
No.
I already don't remember them, except In and Out of Love because I heard it a billion times.
Yeah. All right. Always Run to You. Not to be confused with Bryan Adams. Run
Right.
to You.
So
Yeah, he's got another one too that's close to something. I say I like the riff on this track.
yeah, I put that.
Not a great track, but better than the last 5 tracks.
Do you like the drum intro?
No.
I put the key.
You know what it is? It's not really what he's playing. It's just the mix sucks.
Yeah.
It's just not. That plays such a big role. I mean, we talk about Kingdom Come's first album.
Oh,
What made those fills and everything he was playing on those songs was the mix,
Right.
yeah.
and this is lacking any of that.
Yeah, there's just no like bite in the. I mean, the riff is good, but I thought that the keyboards just destroy the
What was
songs.
the other album that destroyed it with keys?
Oh,
It was horrible.
I don't know.
Because like you say, this is a way to incorporate keys. And there's a
Oh,
way to
Night
not to.
Ranger.
Night Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
Night Ranger. Horrible.
Brutal.
I mean, you've got like good guitar players and the singer.
Yeah, you got
and
Watson in there and Gillis, and all you got is this freaking guy, keyboards, like up in the mix,
Right.
burying the guitars.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think he was in the mix as much on this album. That was coming too.
Oh, that's what I write. Here's another one of those songs that we start to see coming down the road.
That's where
here.
they're going.
But the guitar tone was so thin and just
Yeah, there's
oh,
nothing
it's horrible.
going.
All right, To the Fire.
Yeah, well, that's the other one.
I just got to say, I thought this was maybe the start of a Thompson Twins song, or or a real bad Duran Duran song. Matter of fact, I'd rather listen to Duran Duran than
You're
this.
right. The better songwriter.
Right.
You know, I actually wrote Jan Hammer Miami Vice intro.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with like the, you
Yeah.
know.
Which plays on mine. So I go, this sounds like the soundtrack to a really cheesy Kevin Bacon coming of age action drama movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's just,
Yeah, Thompson Twins.
He's just
It's
throwing.
just-
he's just throwing things against the wall, seeing what sticks. This is all over the place. There's no. I mean, where's
It
your
just
guitar
sucks.
hero? Where's your? I mean,
yeah.
just.
but the thing is, I don't care if you want to have a song that sounds like a cheesy Kevin Bacon 80s coming of age. If it's good.
yeah.
But these aren't even good.
Like Kenny Loggins.
Like Kenny Loggins. It's like, yeah, they're cheesy and everything, but they're well written.
well
These
written.
aren't these songs.
I would
are not
argue
written
at this
well.
time, if I recall correctly, you know, like in that British soul music, like I rather listen to like Simple Minds, for example, or you
In Excess.
In Excess.
But
Yeah,
you
you're
expect
better
it.
songwriters.
The
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
The
Right.
songs are better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
He's-
let's not forget, this is their second album.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, last song, Secret Dreams.
I kind of like the guitar in this in the verse.
Yeah, especially the intro. Yeah.
It's kind of had some kind of thing he was doing there. Okay track.
I was like a minute
a
in
bad
going.
song.
I keep thinking,
just-
when they gonna fuck
When's it
this
gonna- oh,
song
no, I
up?
got that.
Because
The
the
song's
intro's good, and I'm like, where's the cliff?
Yeah.
Because you know it's coming.
And the song's way too long. This one came in at what? 5 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
5 minutes of shit is long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a long shit.
That's a long turd.
All right, Dennis, say what you will. Does this album hold up today?
No, sir.
Mark?
Negative.
Myself, I wrote, I hope I never listen to the album again. Sorry.
That's
It's
a
just,
no.
it is what it is. So, yeah, that's a no. You're right, Dennis. We'll chalk that up in the no category. All right. So we got a little game to play. It is March Madness. And I saw Access TV put out a Music Madness bracket. So I was like, we've done a bracket before. We did the Van Halen special bracket where we took the first 6 albums.
We did?
All the yeah, you were a little. Well, I'll let the people know. You can go back and listen to the episode 11, and it's called the Van Halen special.
A lot of fun.
We did a bracket of the first 6 albums, all the songs, and we narrowed it down. I forget what I was listening to part of it on the way here, but
That gets a lot of hits, huh?
yeah, that's a good one. But I did another one. We got another bracket we're going to run through because it is March Madness. You don't like my
Right,
pen?
it is
No,
March Madness.
I'm just kidding. So
Wow,
you
this
guys
is fun.
haven't you guys haven't seen this, so we're going to go down do
Right.
these, and
Now these are bands.
these are bands.
Oh, cool.
It's hard.
Is it bands we've done from the past?
No, but
Okay.
that was a text I sent to you guys about something else.
Yeah.
But no, it's bands that we've all liked and listened to, and but it's hard. So we'll have to pick, and hopefully, I guess it wouldn't be a tie. There's three of us. All right, first
So how
one.
many? 64? Like a
No, not a full bracket. It's a half a
32
bracket.
then.
Yeah,
All right.
you're
So,
you're good. You're
should
good.
I can add.
You can.
Should we do
subtract.
this like in a way that like you write it down so that you don't like I might say this band and he might be like, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, I see.
Like we
Do you
write
have
down
paper
our-
for everyone?
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
can,
give me
All right.
one there.
and that way we
well,
write it.
no, I think
Okay.
I think we're all
All
pretty
right.
opinionated on what we.
Not me.
Yep.
but-
Okay.
You're a follower, Mark.
yeah, I'm a follower.
No, that's fine. This might
And
take too much time.
What we'll do is we'll go, like I'll go first, and we'll go around.
Okay.
So Mark will be the tiebreaker if like we're
Oh yeah,
The
like
sa-
we did before. Okay,
right,
yeah,
and then the
all
next time you'll go first, and we'll just keep doing that.
All right.
right. Let's do it.
All
Okay.
right, ready? First bands, I should say. And this was all randomized and everything put together
So we're going by total likeage.
of the band.
Of the band.
Impact. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. There's I removed one band because I was like, they just can't be in this, and it was Led Zeppelin. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you just
yeah.
can't have
God.
it.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Here's ZZ Top against Skid Row. So I guess I'll go first.
That was tough.
It is.
Yeah.
They're all tough. To move this along, it's 7:15. I'll say ZZ Top. Dennis,
I'm gonna say ZZ Top.
I guess you'd look.
Yeah, I'm going to say
doesn't matter what you say.
ZZ Top because
Yeah.
Skid Row just doesn't have enough
Body of work.
body of work.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was tough.
All right. Next one. VH. That was another one I tried to remove and I just didn't because
Van Halen, I know.
VH against Motley.
You start with him?
Yep. Dennis
Yeah.
goes first.
I'm gonna go with Van Halen.
Yeah,
mean,
obviously
come
Van
on,
Halen.
yeah.
Van Halen.
All right. So Mark, you'll go first in the next one. Dawkins against Rat.
Rat.
I'm Rat.
Okay.
All right.
I agree. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. I guess I go first.
Yep.
Kiss against Guns N' Roses. It's fun. Like
Be
you
careful
could you
with
could
this.
argue
Yeah, I
this.
know,
I mean,
know.
going back to Mark's comment earlier, they don't have the catalog for Skid. Like
Guns N' Roses.
right.
They don't have.
So it's tough.
And you have two different versions of Kiss.
Yeah.
You got that 80s kind of thing and you got the
Or
early
70s.
stuff. Yeah, which I love.
Oh, go ahead. Who goes first?
This is me. So I am going to go with Guns.
And who goes next?
You.
Okay. Oh man, I gotta say Kiss.
Mark's the decider.
I think I'm going to go with Guns N' Roses only because
Okay.
that first album was a game changer, and I don't think Kiss ever had a game changing album like that.
And I could.
Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
can't listen to Kiss that long.
I can listen to the old shit,
Well,
like
that's,
real
that's
old,
why when you
72.
were talking, I'm like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, here's
Ace.
one. Pretty
Yeah.
easy. Dennis, you're going first. Jovi, Metallica.
Oh, Metallica.
Metallica.
Yeah. All the way around. All right, Mark, you're going first. Def Leppard, Judas Priest.
Priest.
Yeah, I am too. Sorry, JP. Yeah,
Priest.
all around. All right, who just went first?
I think I went. Then you went. You had Priest.
Who's up?
I think I'm up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, Cheap Trick.
Oh, Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah. By the way, I tried to do Access TV's poll, and the bands are all, like, there's some good ones, like Van Halen's in there, Black Crowes, but then you get like REM against, and I'm like, Allman Brothers. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
want
right.
So I made up our own one.
Yeah.
I don't know who goes first.
I just did. So.
Okay, Mark.
me.
Y&T against Aerosmith.
Ooh. I love Y&T. And I like early Aerosmith. I'm going Y&T.
All right, my turn. Aerosmith. Dennis, you're going to have to be the decider.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say Aerosmith.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
again.
So that's the left side of the bracket.
Right.
Now moving on to the right side of the bracket. Ozzy Osbourne against Deep Purple.
Who's up?
I don't remember.
I think you're up.
Okay. You guys aren't going to like it. For me, it's
Ozzy solo, right?
yeah. For me, it's Ozzy.
Oh, my God. I'm next. I'm going to say Deep Purple.
And by the way, we could do a 3-hour podcast and argue all these.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's got to be the hardest one
Yeah.
so far.
Not for me.
I got to say Deep Purple.
Purple all day
Okay.
for me. Not a big Ozzy fan.
Yep. All right, ready? Here's a good one. I think you're up, Dennis.
Yep.
AC/DC against Black Sabbath.
AC/DC.
I do like Black Sabbath. I like Ozzy and Black Sabbath.
Imagine if they were going against each other.
I love the early DC. I'm gonna go DC.
All right. Yeah, I'm DC too. So they win. Mark, you're up. Thin Lizzy against Rainbow.
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 Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going-
Yeah.
Say fucking
yeah.
Rainbow.
No, Rainbow. Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one. Who's up? You?
Yeah.
Scorps against Whitesnake.
Let that one sink in.
Talk about a catalog.
They both have a catalog. I mean,
Oh my God. I'm gonna say. I don't know how to.
It's a hard one.
I'm stuck. I'm gonna say Whitesnake.
I'm going Whitesnake. Only because Sykes. I'm just more into his style of playing.
That's the hard.
Although
I
it's
love
only
covering
one
the
album.
Scorpions.
Scorpions had so many.
Well, 2
fucking-
albums.
So many big
Oh,
albums.
yeah.
That
I mean,
was
this
the
is
hardest
tough, but-
one. That's
But it goes back to what you say, Derek, about the blues.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Mark. I'm going with Whitesnake. All right, who's up? Mark?
Yeah.
Cinderella, Ted Nugent.
oh my God.
2 great bands. A lot of body of work on both.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that was tough. Oh, man. I'm going with fucking Ted. I'm
Whoa.
going to go with Ted.
I'm going with Cinderella.
Right.
Dennis.
I between the two, I'm going Ted.
All right, Ted wins.
Body of work.
I start this one. Tesla against Bad Company. I just have too much. I
Similar, though.
yeah? I got to go Tesla.
Tesla.
Love them both, but
Yeah. You Tesla?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Oh,
He didn't wait for
I
you.
would, well, you were number 2 anyways.
oh.
I wouldn't disagree with it anyways.
All right. Let's see. Rival Sons. I threw them in there. This is kind of a newer band. It's kind of tough. Against the Black Crows.
Oh, that's tough.
Who's number 1?
I don't know who goes.
I think.
Go
Be
ahead.
me. I think it's easy. I'm going Crows.
Okay.
That might be the toughest one for me tonight. Because I love Rival Sons and the Black Crows. I'm going Black Crows.
Yep. Okay, Crows win. Last one on the right side. Sykes against Extreme.
Who?
John,
John Sykes solo?
yeah.
Yep.
Who's up?
I don't know.
I went first. So
I'm going to go Sykes. Not a huge Extreme fan.
All right.
I like Nuno.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't like Gary.
I don't like Gary.
All right,
like-
I'm going to go Extreme. So,
okay, I'm gonna break it with Sykes.
okay. Okay. Back to the left side. Here we go. ZZ Top against Van Halen. I'll go Van Halen.
VH.
Okay. Dan, you're up. Rat against Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Well, I'm going to go Rat.
Okay. Mark?
I'm going Rat too, only
Yeah.
because I think they have more body of work.
I am too. All right. Here you go. Who's up? You?
Yep.
You ready for this one?
Oh, shit.
Metallica, Judas Priest. That's a tough one.
That is tough. I got to go with Priest because I think Priest is a lot of reason Metallica's even around.
I'm Priest too.
Me too.
You too, Dan.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
I think that one's easier than.
All right. I can't remember who goes.
Well, yeah,
Just-
You guys are probably
I'll go.
laughing at
I'll
us.
go.
All right. Iron Maiden, Aerosmith.
Oh, Iron Maiden.
Mark?
Maiden.
Damn it. I was Arrow. Okay. Right side. Here we go. Deep Purple against AC/DC.
Who's up, me?
Who's up? You?
Is it me?
Yeah.
All right. I got to go with DC. I'm sorry. Dan?
Go ahead.
Oh man. God, Bon Scott, Brian. I'm going AC/DC.
Ah, that bums me out. I'm going Purple.
Yeah.
I just think they're more diverse band.
All right.
Like DC just releases the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
All right. Ready? This is interesting. Rainbow against Whitesnake. I think you're up, Dan.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go Snake.
Okay.
I like Rainbow too. I gotta go White Snake.
Yep. I did too. All right. Mark, you're up. Ted Nugent against Tesla.
Tesla.
Tesla for me.
Tesla.
Tesla all around. All right. I think I'm up. Black Crows against Sykes. I got to go with Crows, the catalog, and I've seen them so many times.
Is that me next?
You're up next.
Okay. I'm gonna say Black Crows because of the body of work.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I was gonna say Crows only because I don't know enough of Sykes solo
Yeah.
stuff.
We just
And
did
I
a
love
whole,
the Crows.
We just did a whole show on it. What do you mean you don't know enough?
Yeah, but I never listened to any of it.
Oh,
I don't know enough of his solo material.
didn't we review all the albums?
Sykes?
John Sykes. We did a whole show on him.
Yeah, but we didn't listen to all the songs, did we?
So
No.
you're thinking
What am I-
Sykes solo albums,
Right.
versus Sykes' involvement with other bands.
Oh. I thought you meant his solo albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I-
so I mean, obviously.
Okay,
Crows
it's
are-
We didn't
Crows.
listen to all his albums.
Well, they were
did we?
We
Japanese
did. We
release.
rated them all. I mean, you got to listen to them to rate them.
Yeah, but there was other stuff. I listened. No, like you have a whole
You
collection
didn't
of
do
his stuff.
You didn't do. Oh, well. So
I didn't listen to that stuff.
I was considering-
I listened to like Blue Murder and his other second Blue Murder
Oh, okay.
and the third Blue Murder. But I thought you were talking
you
like
didn't
that
have-
John Sykes albums, which is Sykes.
All right. You didn't
I
have. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Back to the left side.
It's gonna get easier, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. Van Halen against Rat. Rat making it far here.
Rat. Who's
I
up?
can't- people listening to this are there's gonna be some disagreement.
Oh sure.
Which will be good because fire up the social media.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, obviously, I mean, it's almost not fair to have Van Halen.
I
Right,
know.
maybe you shouldn't
You
have
know,
put them
I
in.
mean,
Well, we have
well,
them in.
we're already, yeah.
We're already
so
in.
I'm gonna say Van.
No,
Halen.
I said maybe you shouldn't have put him in the beginning.
I know. I dropped
Well,
Zeppelin.
we know
but
what's gonna
I kept
happen
Van
here.
Halen.
Yep, right.
Well, but who are they going to
We
go
see
against?
it unfolding.
Who are they going to go
And
against?
the winner is. Okay, Van Halen.
All right. Hey, Van Halen won. All right. Here we go. Ready? Judas Priest against Iron Maiden.
Ooh.
Oh, I can feel like the criticism.
I mean, one of those two bands could knock Van Halen. Come on.
Yeah.
So who goes first?
There you go.
Good go.
Thanks. Thank you. I tell you what. 20 years ago, I would have told you Judas Priest. Today, I'm telling you, I'm going to go Iron Maiden.
Mark, you're up.
Oh,
Oh, God, I see. I already regret that. That's hard. That's the hardest.
yeah, that is tough.
It's hard. Well, hey, you guys want to play an easy game? I mean, I can put one of these together with like.
See, I
Duran
know
Duran.
what's going to happen here. My vote, I know what his is.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know how to get one of them in there.
Well, we're not voting for the stopgap bill here. Fund.
I'm going to go.
I knew it. It's hard.
I'm going to go Priest.
All right. I'm Priest.
See?
Yeah.
I knew whatever
Yeah.
I said was. If I said Maiden, you were out.
Sorry, Steve
No,
Harris.
if you said Maiden, I was going to. Oh,
You
right.
were
I
out.
would have been out because
Yeah.
you were
Yeah,
Iron
I
Maiden.
took Maiden.
I wouldn't care.
Nah, I know. But,
All right,
I,
here
I
we go.
thought you
That was-
liked.
that was
I
tough.
thought you liked Iron Maiden.
Mark, you're up. Ready?
you fucking hate Iron Maiden?
You're up. AC/DC against Whitesnake.
I'm going Snake.
Again, this is our final four. This is our bracket. This is a real championship.
I just don't think AC/DC evolved as a band in the last 50 years.
Wow, you're going with Snake. Okay.
So I'm going Snake.
Now I gotta go. Oh, I have too much tied up in DC. I
How?
don't. What do you mean how?
What's tied up?
You can throw on any of those albums, and I go right back.
But I don't.
I go right back to where
I don't listen. Do you listen to them anymore?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't. I don't know if I'd ever throw on an AC/DC album now. I don't know why. Maybe Back in Black or
Well,
Fools
look,
Got the
you,
Ride.
Dennis, you're the tiebreaker here. Come on.
I'm gonna go. All right. I'm going DC
Oh.
because of those big albums, Back in Black,
Yeah.
Bon Scott stuff, Highway to Hell. But it's painful because I
But-
might be the biggest Whitesnake fan here. You know, with all due respect. I mean,
Well, if you listen to everything up to For Those About to Rock, then I get it because there was diversity. There's the new singer, and they were still new and everything. But it's everything after that. They
Yeah.
never took it anywhere else.
Look past it. Well,
I
that's
can't.
that's like saying, I mean, well, Whitesnake. They only, anything after '87 was garbage.
Well, no, they had a couple of.
Red Beach and Aldridge.
Yeah, they had a few good albums. with-
Don't try to
but,
back.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think either one of them had.
It's
great
hard.
albums.
All right, I think I go on this one. Tesla against the Black Crows. I just have to go with the Black Crows.
Really? You hate Tesla, huh?
I didn't get tickets. You heard the
That
top of the
is
podcast.
that's tough.
For me, it's like I just looked at it as like if I was leaving the earth Monday and I had the opportunity to see one of them, I'd go see the Black Crows.
Yeah.
Even though I love Tesla.
He's arguably one of the best singers on the planet, Chris Robinson.
Yeah, and frontman.
I don't know, Derek. I'm gonna. Am I up?
Yeah, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna say Tesla, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like what they've been doing over the last 5.
Well, they got to
6
get away
years.
from Phil Collins.
Yeah, because that's been garbage.
That's
but those,
crap.
But the live stuff,
They're just so good live. I'm going Tesla.
Okay. That's all right. All right, here we go on the left. Van Halen against
plugging the mics.
Van Halen against Judas Priest.
Solo
Shut
show.
down.
Solo
Closing
show.
up his
and by the way,
laptop.
I'm gonna be doing it in my truck.
It's like, I'm going
Driving
Tesla.
away.
We're done here.
All right. Dennis, you're up. Van Halen against Judas Priest.
And I know you're a big
Yeah,
Alfred
yeah.
Priest
It
fan. And so
was
am I.
hard to pick. Oh, I'm gonna say Iron Maiden.
You're gonna go back.
I'm gonna go Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Over on the right for the who's going up against Van Halen, we've got AC/DC against Tesla.
Tesla.
I'm going to say AC/DC.
I didn't know you liked them that much.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love them too. Don't get me wrong, but
Wow.
if I was going to throw on an album with one or the other, I'd throw Tesla on first. Maybe because I'm just sick of DC.
I gotta
You know?
say AC/DC.
All right.
Look at him. You son of a bitch.
Hey, where's that unplugged?
Mark is very upset.
I'm out of here.
What the fuck?
All right. Well, our matchup, I really do wish we dropped Van Halen.
So it's Van Halen against AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the way you've been going, Derek. I don't know.
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
No, come on. We can't.
I'm going VH.
I mean, I should have dropped them. That pisses me off because it would have been fun.
Well, the problem
Well,
is
it
you
was
got three
already-
of the biggest Van Halen fans here playing.
Because think of it like if it was, DC against Judas Priest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that would be a better argument.
I think. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm picking DC because I just spent $400 on the ticket to see him in friggin' May.
Well, who else could we put in there?
Well, I had a whole list of.
You said you didn't put Jovi in it, right? Or they got knocked out early.
They got knocked out early. That first round was a lot of clunkers that came out.
Yeah.
That's like Fred State in NCAA's.
So, but
on
if it,
Jovi,
so-
crushed.
Yeah.
So
So you
if
could
it
have put
was-
Poison in there or something, but they would
Ah.
have knocked out.
I didn't even think of them, but they may have made it like if they were going up against Dawkins, you may have picked.
Or Kingdom Come.
Oh, I forgot.
But they don't have a body. See, it gets tough when a
Yeah.
band like that finally bumps into Priest. It's like,
Right.
you got no body of work.
Could have done a thing like only use bands that have had 5 albums or more, and
Yeah.
I used AI to help me put this together.
Or the other way
just kind of debrief or whatever. The hardest choice for me was probably
Priest and Iron Maiden.
that was brutal.
Yeah.
That was hard. There were many that were hard, but that was
Well,
impossible.
this was kind of a shocker, though.
I
I
Deep
bet
bet,
that
Purple,
Rival Sons one was
AC/DC.
tough.
I bet this was a shocker that people would argue over was Rat and Guns. We went with Rat.
Yeah. Yep.
Only because of... what are you looking at? Body of work, Rat. Impacting the industry and changing music, Guns N' Roses, right? When that come out in '87, that was nothing going on. That was like Van Halen's first album coming out.
I guess I look at it more like, okay, you're going to make a playlist of songs. What playlist is going to be bigger? Guns N' Roses or Rat? You know what I mean? But I know what you're saying because that first album was incredible.
It just
Yeah,
changed the whole
Yeah.
landscape.
Yeah, and look at Slash. I mean, icon.
He's an icon.
We also struggled with Metallica and Judas Priest. And then we struggled with Scorps and Whitesnake.
Oh, that was tough.
No, I thought it was Scorps and Priest. Wasn't that?
No, Scorps and Whitesnake. Priest went against Metallica. Priest went against Def Leppard, Metallica, and then Iron Maiden. And they made it all the way up to...
Oh, you know what you
They
forgot?
made it all the way up to against Van Halen.
Here's a band
Judas
that's
Priest.
not in there that probably should have been in there. Hindsight, right? Queensryche.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know? They
love
could
I-
have shaken up a little
I did
bit.
this.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
I think
great.
they would have
It's
went
fun.
deep with me.
Yeah.
Reich.
Yeah.
I like them.
All right.
I would have took them.
Let's wrap this up.
All right.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Please share and like and comment. That will help a lot. And probably have a little surprise in a little bit, maybe in a week or so. But anyways, stay tuned. Check back. And that's it.
Peace. Good night.